It's the guts and it's the glory. 100 stripes, 100 stories. It's the Pledge of Allegiance on the 4th of July. It's them handwritten letters from home. It's them sleepless nights alone. It's his newborn baby he left with his wife. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, here's a line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Hey. From the fields of Indiana to the swamps of Louisiana to the golden coast of California, Uncle Sam's the only family he's got. His purple heartbeat won't stop. And his 18th birthday was the day he was born. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down, here's the line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, stand on the front line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, pay the ultimate price. He was the man of the house when he was born. His family is proud but torn. But if you knew him, you would understand. He was raised on how to be brave, just to see the flag still wave. And then he came home with only one hand. He's Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down here. For these stars and stripes, stay on these front lines. He'll pay the ultimate price. Lay down his life. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. March in line, march in line. Hey. Hey.
All right. Good evening. Thank you, everybody, for coming by. I wanted to basically just enlighten you on what happened today at Kyle's hearing, which I know I've argued this topic with a few different people who necessarily don't like it, and that's okay. But as I know my own state, Wisconsin, how we operate, per what I expected to hear, which I'm going to give you a little bit of a glimpse here at the judge and his thoughts. Like I said, this is just like the, I don't even want to say pre-trial. It's just a hearing. And propensity, for anyone that doesn't know, it's basically just, because you're going to hear that word, trying to describe someone's character, if I can say it in lamest terms. Like if he had a propensity for violence per se. So if that makes it any easier. But since I'm a newbie at this, give me a second, because I'm gonna give you the first little clip, because in this, obviously his defense team in the beginning is trying to do a character, assessment, as if he was a quote unquote dangerous guy. So they brought up the aspect of him smacking a girl back in the day. Judge don't care. That's not relevant to him. August 10th, when he was in Chicago, he was at a CVS, apparently in a car with someone else, and he mentioned that somebody was potentially stealing. And I guess he made a statement that will come out in the discovery, so everybody will see it, that he wanted to shoot whoever was stealing. Now, do I know if that's true or not? I don't know. But the reality is he did not do that. He did not have a gun on him. What he did was he called 911 and let dispatch know what he felt to be was happening. So with that being said, I'm going to start with this little bit, and you guys actually can check it out for yourself. But I hate all these damn buttons, man. Okay, let's see here.
Apologize for that. And I think the last thing was, this state's witness list. And I have to say, when I saw it, it did bring to mind the very case that the defense cited, State against Irby, when the discovery first came in. And I'm old enough that I remember when they changed the law, and the prosecutor made a heavy list on the accused of every name in the community or something, and Supreme Court says you can't do that. So I don't want to take too much time on this. Have you narrowed down this 175 witness list?
Judge, we were on the motion with Mr. Black.
Oh, we were, but now that I'm talking about
and
this,
then we skipped a couple extra.
we did, and we'll come back on Mr. Black. I must have turned my page when I took the break. Yeah, but let's talk about the 175 witnesses. Has that been slimmed down?
Yes, so Attorney Binger did send the numbers of individuals that we are more likely to call.
Okay.
That, of course, may change as we get closer to trial, but we have narrowed it down in private, of course. We do want to be more expansive on our list, just in case something comes up that was unanticipated, and that way there's not a dispute at trial that a witness was not listed, but we have privately narrowed it.
Satisfactorily?
On one aspect. They put it down to, I believe, if I counted correctly, 27 witnesses. Okay, and I can live with that, but they have not provided addresses.
Well, wait a minute now. That I noticed that they claim that they would provide them to you so they didn't get posted on the internet. And did you say, okay, we'll take that, or did you?
I was told by Mr. Binger they're in discovery, find them. And
is that true?
I emailed Mr. Richards yesterday. I gave him a narrowed down list. I writing to him would require us to go through the same.
Let me stop this. Okay, first of all, let me just say this. Now, the beginning is not sounding too exciting, right? The case is really the prosecutor rather is having a really hard time. If you go and watch this, I can basically sum it up for you. The judge, in so many words, isn't really feeling it. Everything that the prosecution has came up with pretty much got shot down. They tried to associate him to a Proud Boy group, and the judge kind of mocked it a little bit, in my opinion. Is he being fair? I feel like it, because the prosecution is absolutely reaching. And I have another clip that I just want to share. That was just like the intro, you know, they're just bantering back and forth. It doesn't make a whole lot of, you know, a whole lot of sense. It's not in stating a lot about the case, but they do try hard to, you know, also donations, because he was obviously getting, or I should say that not obviously, but there was something out there called a Free Kyle USA that was getting donations through a third party. And the judge basically said that, you know, what is he supposed to do about that? What is he supposed to do about a third party collecting donations? And then there was another place too. I'm trying to think. I think it was called the Fight Back Foundation that was also taking donations, and that was through Lynn Wood. But the defense clearly states that they had disassociated from them in December or January. So I'm going to play this last little bit and then give my little assessment on it, because obviously it hasn't went to trial. That'll happen November 1st. And I was thinking, I held back. I was thinking that it would be good to, for people to write letters. In my experience, letters have always been helpful, but in this scenario, I'm really on the fence with this. So, you know, obviously it's going to be a trial, and I'm not sure if it would be a benefit to write letters at this point, if you know what I mean. But let me go to this one just real quick. And then I don't want that one. Damn, pushing the wrong button. 1 second. Sorry, I'm fucking up already. Okay, here we go.
I'll tell you, with respect to both of these requests, I think if I admitted either of these, I'd get reversed. That's the bottom line. I think that the first one, the incident involving the sister, this is clear, in my estimation, it's a propensity evidence. It's an opportunity to suggest to the jurors that he's acted in a violent way on other occasions, and therefore he acted in a violent way on this occasion. There's no connection between these two events at all. They're totally dislike each other. One involves a fight involving some kids, including the sister of the accused, and how he reacted in that particular instance, which has nothing to do with what happened in an incident which, and I haven't seen all the videos that you folks have had, or seen witness statements as you have, but it sounds like pretty clearly that at the time that the first incident occurred, and certainly I've seen the videos of the second set of shootings, that in all of the instances there was actually contact between the people leading up to the shooting incidents, and in all of the incidents there was some confrontative behavior, which is certainly subject to multiple interpretations, and I don't want to get into that. That's for the jury. But it's nothing like the incident involving the sister. So this, to me, is clearly propensity evidence. It's exactly the kind of evidence that the rule is designed to prohibit. And as I say, I'm virtually certain that if I admitted this kind of evidence, it would end up in a reversal if there were a conviction. there's reference, you make reference to having a consistent motive. That kind of thing would be more persuasive if there were similar incidents in which there were demonstrated consistent motive. If the defendant would have gotten up on the top of the high school across the street, and every time a person who appeared to be a member of a disagreeing group walked by, take a shot at him, that kind of behavior would be a consistent motive and would be very definitely admissible, but I don't see any connection here at all. So that request is denied. While I agree with you that you have the burden of proof and you can't, and the defense cannot head off your evidence by saying we're going to acknowledge it was a willful shooting, I agree with you there. I also have to be open to the voice of reason in terms of how the case is shaping up, and I don't think there's any doubt about the fact that the defense is clearly conceding the issue, and the law is also clear that when that's the case, the judge has to look at it a little bit differently. Certainly, if they walk in here on day of trial and start claiming that it was the acts of shooting were not willful, then I'll take another look at this evidence, although I certainly don't want to suggest to you that there might be a different ruling.
Okay, so basically he denied the request. I guess if I were to assess it fairly, I don't think that the judge has all the information at this point, which he will get more. I do feel as if he's being fair. One thing I can say about Wisconsin is that we don't have the castle doctrine, but we do honor self-defense. Now, people aren't going to necessarily tell you that, right? It's not something that, if you look at Wisconsin laws, they're kind of vague in certain areas, but I have hope for Kyle. I definitely feel as if he should be brought home. He hasn't done anything but defend himself, in my opinion. Others would beg to differ, and that's okay. But the most important thing to me is that the judge made it very clear that there was to be no political affiliation included in this case, which I was glad to hear that, because I felt like that was going to play a big swaying marker in this. So I'm glad he shot all that down. That's not happening. If they haven't already dropped the first charge of potentially crossing state lines with the gun, I assume they're going to drop it because it didn't happen. They know that where the gun was purchased, who purchased it, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm going to stick to my story from the beginning and say that I feel as if Kyle will not get much time on this case, and I don't feel as if he should. And sorry, not sorry. I really don't care who doesn't like that, because as the old saying goes, I would rather be judged by 10 than carried by 6. And that's just my opinion. If you guys want to watch this, I will tell you it's on channel 3000. If anybody wants to necessarily talk about it, I could put the link in the chat. I was kind of, I'm not going to say that I was shocked, because I've lived here my entire life. I've watched multiple self-defense cases. The judge stated in this hearing that he has done multiple murder cases. So, and this one being so big, I think they mentioned something of a jury pool of around 150, and that is extremely big for that city. It's going to be hard to find people that aren't aware of the case, so I'm not really sure how that works. But once again, like I said, Wisconsin is known for honoring. I had a friend that I grew up with. He was fresh out of federal prison, and this is no lie. He did about 13 years. He was at a bar within 6 months of getting out, and he was kind of like badgering another guy, like drunk, feeling on his pockets, just drunk, doing something stupid. Needless to say, they walked outside. The other guy shot and killed him, and guess what happened? The guy walked. So Wisconsin is very conservative in that fashion. Another girl, when I was younger, she actually was running a drug house, and 2 guys broke into her house. She shot and killed them both, and she got off too. So self-defense is big here, and I think that's going to be a huge issue considering the events of that day and leading up, because the judge also talked about how Kyle was there to put out fires, and he would expect any citizen to do that. To be fair, I mean, if you're able, that's what we're supposed to do, right? You see a fire, you have a fire extinguisher. I would imagine you would go over there and put out the fire. But yeah, I mean, mayhem, absolutely, I agree. It was amazing to me that the man, now they want to say that when the gun was purchased, he had only shot that gun one time. I don't know this to be true or not, but he obviously has had excellent training. I mean, let's just be clear. But I don't know. It'll be interesting. I'm rooting for him, and I still don't. I think this will be. I hope and pray that this will come out fair. I'm pretty sure it will. So I'm sticking with my instinct. I don't know if anybody has anything to say, but oh God, I'm going to address that one. I just wanted to give you an update. And like I stated before, and I'm going to reiterate it, I don't know about the letters at this point. I was going to email the information to Dangerous Freedom and ask him if he would potentially forward it. But with the judge, I'm just on the fence with that. I've done this for many, many years in prison reform and letters, and in this scenario alone, gosh, man, I really don't know how to call it on this. I don't know if it would be a benefit, in which I want to help them, and I'm sure a lot of us do. I just don't know if it's appropriate. I guess I'm gonna dig around a little bit more and see what, how do I say? I'm going to talk to a few people that I know and see what they think, like an unbiased opinion, just because of how the case is going so far. But I will, like I said, I will drop the link if anybody wants to come say anything. If not, I will just end this stream. Oh, somebody got blocked. Oh, not Karen. Oh, thanks. I'm going to have to, sorry about that, Karen. I'm going to have to give you a wrench so you don't get blocked. But I don't know. I guess I could entertain a debate on this. If not, I mean, if somebody agrees, if not, I'm cool. I guess at this point, I'm trying to really see what people think about the letter aspect or their opinion in general. Oh, it's all good. It's all good, Alex. Stop it. Stop it. Tactical, you're horrible. No, I understand. No, you're not blocked. It was an accident, and I'm going to give you a wrench so you don't get blocked. Sorry about that. Man. But, oh, let me tell you one other thing that happened in that. They tried to, they're just throwing shit out here, right? They tried to affiliate him to the Proud Boys, even stating that a Proud Boy had picked him up at the airport in Miami, and that's how the Proud Boys, were known to be, what did they call them? I don't want to say vicious, but a dangerous group that was causing trouble with BLM and Antifa. And I found that to be interesting. But the judge basically said, I don't know who the hell the Proud Boys are. And I don't think that has relevancy. And then he actually put up like a hand sign. Looks to me that it's like the only sign I know it to be is either the OK sign or a gang sign. I think it was I don't even remember the gang, but it looks like the OK sign. And the judge was like, I don't know what that means. I don't know what you're talking about. So honestly, I don't know. I feel the same way I do from the beginning. And I'm going to keep it because I'm not going to speak anything into existence that doesn't exist. Yeah, I know that. You know what, Karen? And the thing about that is that I've heard a couple of women, Kayla Truth, which we don't see much anymore, she was saying that when she was in Portland, that's who protected her. And, so I don't know them to be an aggressive group. I don't know them, but the people that I do know that know them haven't said anything bad about them. So, hi, Carolyn. Hi, Callie. Hi, Twisted Lady. As a combat veteran, I wonder if they would take into account my perspective of how Kyle handled himself. That's very well possible, Tactical. I don't know. Sorry. You guys change your names, and I can't keep up, so don't blame me, okay? Hey, John. Like I said, I kind of teeter on it because he did mention that he does not want this to be political. So, I mean, whatever if you're gonna write a letter, I would base it on exactly what you said. I mean, maybe how he handled himself, etc. Like I said, this one is just kind of hard for me. In any other scenario, I would probably be like, write the letter. But to kind of see how it's flowing right now, I just don't know if it'd be a benefit. So I apologize. But that might be a good idea. It might. Like I said, I'd rather, hey, Lawrence, I'd rather consult, like I said, consult with someone to see. TCP, Michelle. Thank you guys all for stopping by. I do appreciate it. Okay, thanks, Mayhem. I will do that. Yeah, because, I mean, if the letter, I'm going to talk to a couple friends, and if they say, yeah, the letter would be potentially good. I think that I'll reach out to a few of you and see if you can potentially write a little something. But whatever letter you do write, I mean, you know, I don't see anything wrong with expressing, you know, you're being a patriot, right? Loving your country. But for some reason, that has became a taboo thing, like almost like it's bad. And that's sickening to me. But, you know, I don't make the rules and I can't help these dummies. I really can't. You know, I really don't understand why you can say fuck America and still be here, but it is what it is. This is basically what we're dealing with. And I don't want to go into another topic while I'm talking about this, because as I watch videos of the border, I'm just like pulling my hair out amongst everybody that's been flown into our country. And that's another story. I don't want to go left with that because I get pissed off. I'm going another rant. So anyway, I'm going to keep everybody updated. Thank you for coming by. And I will catch up with you guys later. Stay blessed, stay safe, keep your head up. Have a good night.